Welcome back to the RaBBois. My name is Yitz, joined by my brother Tzvi, and all the stresses in the world are gone because the king is in the field. The king is in the field.
Yes, he is the king, which is God, right? That guy. God is in the field. It is the Hebrew month of Elul, which is near the Jewish New Year. And
well, it's actually halfway. We just totally forgot about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was like 3 weeks ago. We probably should have said something. And yeah, go explain the king in the field because you probably know it better than me.
Repent. Well, the New Year is in 2 weeks, the Jewish New Year. And so the month before is preparation to make yourselves a vessel for godliness to bring the world into a new year.
Nice.
And it's also a time to repent and to look back on how your year was. And so the king is in the field, meaning that God is here to listen to us and answer our prayers because a holy month as in a month of preparation. So it's just it's a big idea that we have that when a king is in his castle, like the rest of the year, that's our analogy. You can't go to the king. You have to go through the guards and you have to make an appointment.
Yeah.
But in Elul, the king comes to the field, and anyone, no matter how high or how low you are, the king is right there for you to access. All you gotta do is ask.
Just ask the king, and the king will provide. Now is the chance. And in general, it's gonna be the month of holidays soon, right? That massive big Family Guy meme of Stewie Griffin asking the Jewish guy a question, him not answering it, and then Stewie saying, your religion is a scam to get holidays off of work. And then he says, gotta go, it's buchwach. Right? So this entire month, as well as next month, next month is buchwach. A lot of holidays. We have the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah, and then we have the 10 days of repentance, which we're able to work during then, and then you have Yom Kippur, and then Sukkot, and Simchas Torah. You got a lot of holidays this next month, and
this month is kind of like a taste of it.
Yeah.
So one of the customs that we do is we blow shofar. The shofar that you blow in Rosh Hashanah, we blow it every day. I've totally missed like most of the days.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you even have one?
Hold on. So the shofar, for those that don't know, is not a chauffeur. But
Okay.
it is a horn, a ram's horn that we blow. And by the way, screw the Rams, unrelated. Just because football, we don't like the Rams. But
also, all the frauds were revealed today, by the way. I don't know if you saw. Sorry, football talk.
We'll get to it later. But we blow a ram's horn. It's symbolic to redemption and the Messiah and a new year and things like that. So we blow that every single day of this month. But I kept on forgetting to hear it every day, and you apparently have been forgetting as well. My friends have been knocking on my door. They're like, Tzvi, have you heard shofar today? And I'm like, no, I did not hear shofar. It's been really bad.
Well, it's like you're not used to it, and then you have to do it, and you just forget because you don't do it the whole year. By the way, I just checked. You know, we've been doing this podcast for more than a year.
Yeah, what the hell? We're supposed to have taken over the world by now. You thought this was going to be a celebration? No, we fell off, and then we fell on, and then we fell off again. But by the way, what's crazy is we're not like even trying, you know? Like, imagine we actually like tried. What if we actually tried it?
That'd be crazy.
It'd be crazy if we actually tried to like be professional podcasters.
Do you know some people during this month? So what we do is a week before Rosh Hashanah, the New Year. We say it's something called slichas, which is basically more prayer for us.
Shoot, when is that?
Yeah, it's probably like in a week and a half.
Okay.
It's actually shorter this week. It depends on when the New Year falls out. So you have to do it for like 3 or 4 days before it's minimum. So if it falls out like on a Sunday, you have to do it the whole week before. But if it falls out like on a Wednesday, you only have to do from Sunday to Wednesday, which I think is this year.
Yeah.
But it's extra prayer. Why not? Got to be holy.
Yeah.
But some people do the whole month. I'm so glad we're not part of that sect.
It's Sephardic Jews, right?
Yeah.
I believe Sephardic Jews, they do the entire month. You wake up early in the morning, and you say these hymns and prayers and
of repentance.
Sephardi specifically, they sing it more. They're very slow. and like involved in it, which I hate personally. Don't like waking up at 6:45. It has to be early in the morning to hear these
because you got to go to work.
And in school and in yeshiva, high school, right? Just you have to wake up. You're already waking up 7:40 for freaking whatever class you have, but no, now you're waking up 7 and you're gonna do the early prayer because God's in the field or something like that, which he is.
Which he is.
And it's beautiful.
But you know what? Every year, so the day before Rosh Hashanah, you have to nullify all your vows that you may have made. You may have made. It's called Ataras Nedarim. And I don't know why. I feel like I know. I'll remind you about all this stuff.
No, I'm by myself now. This is okay. Yeah. What about it?
Well, besides the fact that you have to get up and go to synagogue and say Aramaic words, right? And everyone repeats after you, and you don't want to stutter, and you want to go fast enough that no one's waiting for you.
Can I quickly explain what Ataras Nedarim is?
Oh yeah, I thought I did. But yeah.
Oh wait, you might have just
go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, Ataras Nedarim is it's essentially a prayer that you say in front of 10 other men, and the prayer is essentially repenting, denouncing, nullifying. That is the correct word. Any false vows or swears that you have made in the past year. So when you're like, yo, I swear, man, I'm telling you, that's a false swear. And that day, that prayer is when you nullify it. And then all of the 10 men, they hear you say the prayer, and then they say a prayer, and then you say another prayer, and they say another prayer, and then bam, nullified. And then you can sin again for next year. No, I'm kidding. You're not allowed to do that technically.
No, but the whole thing is that like I literally feel like I just did it.
Right.
I'm always feeling like I just did it. And it's so, when you're like first do it, when you're like 13, when you're bar mitzvah, you're like all nervous because you're nullifying in front of 10 people, which is considered like a court.
Yes.
Right. You're making a small court of 10 people. That's the idea. So it's written in like Hebrew/Aramaic. I think it's Aramaic. And that's how it's written because that's what people spoke when they created it. And like the Talmudic times. So now like they say like you don't have to say it in Aramaic, you can say it in English, nerd. But like nobody says it in English because everyone I'm not gonna say it in English, I'm not a baby.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
I'm a loser. I saw this guy, there's a guy who was who like wasn't religious, but he wanted to say it, so he came to the prayer circle and he said it in English. And it's very interesting because you actually like heard what you were saying, like, God forgive me for the false oaths that I have uttered. And I'm like, yo, this sounds like a ritual. It low-key is a ritual. But
but there's always this whole, and then so what happens is, so you're gonna say, I'm not saying it in English because I'm a man now.
Yeah.
And but also the trick is, especially in high school, is that you got to be in a small group of 11 exactly, not too many, in order that you could go to breakfast faster. And it's always a race between every group.
And you know when you get sinny, you don't want to be the loser that gets stuck with the kid that has a stutter. No offense to that kid. But there's always, listen, not everyone can read.
Or the kid who doesn't know Hebrew, but they've been like telling you they know Hebrew. Like, trust me, bro. I've been saying I know Hebrew.
It's like, bro, you're in your Shiva. Maybe you should know how to read. Listen, no, it's fine.
Say it in English. Say it in English.
It's fine if you can't do it speedily fast, but if you're going up there and stuttering, honestly, just take the false oath and just save it for next year because
we're hungry, bro.
No one's trying to listen to all that you're sitting. It's like 45 minutes. Shoot, I don't know where I'm gonna do it this year. I did it at home my entire life. Now I gotta do it in front of.
Yeah, you gotta go to a random synagogue now. And you gotta sit in front of random people, and you're gonna be the slow one because you probably have a bunch of Hebrew speakers.
It's better than showing up to the freaking high school at like 10, like right after the prayer is over, and I'm baggy-eyed, and everyone's staring at me because I walked in late. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not in high school anymore. I don't have to go on time to prayer services, and I could just stroll in right when everyone's doing the oath prayer. Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Well, I'm sure that you're just gonna like be with all your friends in your building.
Maybe.
You guys roll in at like 3 p.m. right before the holiday starts. You're like, oh yeah, we totally I totally forgot.
Oh my god, this is really embarrassing. But that's if all my friends are in town. You know, I'm not coming home for Rosh Hashanah.
Where are you going?
I'm actually, no, I'll say it online actually, but I'm gonna be at the University of Miami, which is a big
nice.
college. So if you go to the University of Miami and you go to Chabad and things like that, you might see your boy there. And feel free to say hi because it's gonna be lit. Tell all your friends it's gonna be the greatest thing on earth.
Are you partaking? Are you like praying there, or are you just showing up?
Oh, I'm not like. Oh no, I'm not doing like any tasks or any.
That's what I was
what's the Hebrew word is shluchus? What's the Hebrew word? What's the English word for
outreach?
Shluchus? I'm not doing any outreach. No. Well, technically, listen. If a guy comes over me, he's like, "Hey,
on the day of whatever."
I'm there for moral support.
On the New Year?
I'm there for moral support. My friend's family is involved in the thing, and he said I could come and. Listen, I don't want to travel a lot, okay? I just saw you guys. I need a nice long break from.
Okay.
I mean, you guys are great, but
all the fams coming in except for
right.
you.
Yeah,
not everyone.
Not everyone. But listen, I want you guys to miss me more for when I do come home. Should I come home for Sukkot?
I'm not gonna say anything because it's not my place, but I'm low key a little concerned about going to certain places. Yo, there's there's a terrorist plot.
Oh, yeah. Did we talk about that? I don't think we did.
We did not. I don't.
Yeah. So there was a planned. I don't think we talked about it. I talked about it on my second channel. But yeah, they tried they wanted to plan another terrorist attack on October 7th in 770 Eastern Parkway.
I don't know. They didn't specifically say that. I'm assuming it was, but
no, the FBI
at least the reports I read. The news articles I read just said the big center in Brooklyn. So everyone assumed it was 770.
No, I believe it said 770 Eastern Parkway. I was watching the news. That's what it said.
Oh, I just want to be accurate.
They said it would have been, if it went into fruition, it would have been the biggest attack on America since 9/11.
Yeah, not cool.
Yeah, not cool. Could you guys not you guys? You guys are great. But
can the people
stop? Canadians. Could the Canadians please? He's Canadian.
I know.
You see, this is the problem with Canada. Actually,
we're Canadian.
We are Canadian, but this is it's an issue. But so I was concerned about going to Crown Heights because although October 7th this year isn't actually during any holidays, it's during the 10 days of repentance in between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur.
Yeah, that makes sense actually.
There's still a lot of people there, but it wouldn't be as busy. I do want to go to Crown Heights though for the second days of the holidays.
I think our mother's a little bit nervous.
Listen,
talk to her.
First off, God literally protects it. Hello, God's literally protecting the building. First off, nothing. The fact that there hasn't been anything, by the way, all these years, is actually kind of crazy.
Thank God.
Thank God with the amount of people that are also in that building, just so many things. But listen, I'll see. But I do want to go home eventually to see you guys. Maybe we'll do an in-person podcast, maybe potentially. We
were debating about doing it when we came down, but we didn't.
We didn't because I was lazy, and I didn't want to do anything. Did I talk about the Dolphins game on here that I went to?
No, because I don't think we did one since. Our podcast has been all over the place because busy, and then somebody's computer broke.
Okay, listen here, buddy. First off, I've had a very busy life. Very, very busy. You wouldn't get it, right? There's a lot of things going on with myself and things that I do. I can't talk about it because it's just that important and busy.
Oh, okay.
But what happened last week, I'll just say real quickly, was my computer crashed and I lost all of my data, and I spent the day fixing my computer, and I lost a lot of storage, so that was really sad. But we're doing this on Sunday because we want to get an episode out for you guys. But what happened was basically my dear family member, my uncle, brought me to a Dolphins game. It was last Thursday night game. And when I was going there, and I was like, how come he said to come to my house before going to the Dolphins game, right? It would make more sense to go directly to the Dolphins game. But it was whatever. Someone mentioned that there'd be a chauffeur. I only remember this story. I only remember this story because he said chauffeur, by the way. That's the only reason I remember this. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, don't get my hopes up, a chauffeur. That doesn't make any sense. We're going to a Dolphins game. I show up there, and there's a dude in front of his house, dripped out in like full on suit pants, perfectly tailored, directly right, perfectly tailored. He's looking fresh and spiffy. He's wearing black sunglasses. He's standing like this in front of this massive black car. And he's like, "Hello, sir. How are you?" And I'm like, "Who the hell are like? Look, what's going on here?" And then our uncle is like, "Oh yeah, this is the chauffeur. He's taking us to the football game." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, this is how we do things apparently." And we got in. It was this nice car. And he dropped us off straight to the Dolphins game. And by the way, the parking lot there, if anyone there has been to that stadium, it is the worst layout of all time. Cincinnati is like, the parking is whatever. It's terrible there. So he dropped us off. We didn't have to find any parking. We went in, and that was also the game where the quarterback Tua, he got his head smashed. He got a concussion, and I witnessed it live. I got it on video on my phone. And I just want to say, without boring people too much about football, Dolphins fans are actually pretty lit. Like, they're actually, at every first down, these guys are like high-fiving each other. Like, every single inch was a celebration, because I went to a football game in Cincinnati, and no offense to our fans, but they're low-key kind of lame.
Yeah.
Very tame. Even when we were doing amazing, they're like, yeah, like, they're very,
it's a bunch of middle. It's basically, it's blue collar workers who just want to drink a beer and watch football.
Just
at
go
the
football.
end of the day.
Go football. Like, that's our fans. Dolphins fans, these guys are crazy, which is weird because I thought they'd be kind of whatever. And the Bills were playing, and they travel very well, and they were loud in the stadium. But once their quarterback got injured, it was dead silent. And by the time the fourth quarter came around, the entire stadium was pretty much empty. But I had lots of fun. And the crazy part about all of this was the chauffeur that took us waited in the parking lot the entire game and picked us up right when the game was over, right in front of the stadium. He was there the entire game. That was his job. He sat there the whole time. Yep, so that there'd be no waiting. I felt like the president. It felt like Secret Service. Really, really, yeah, it's really cool for the Dolphins game. But
wait, was that the game that Tyreek got arrested? Well,
that was the week before Tyreek Hill. He got arrested, and then he scored a touchdown.
That was the week before.
That was the week before. Yeah, not as cool. But what else? What else is going on in the world?
Well, not about the world. I was gonna say also about Rosh Hashanah.
Okay.
When it comes to Jewish holidays, I always had this issue. I guess when we were kids, when we were in high school, we didn't have to do it much. Which is when you go to like a host's house, are you getting your host a gift when you go for Rosh Hashanah?
I mean, what you're saying just gets me involved about hosting in general. Because just to interrupt this for a second, because it's related. Being single in Miami and learning etiquette of when you get invited, you're expected to bring something.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Whether it's food or whether it's a gift, you got to bring something, and that was like a big learning curve for me.
Oh, so, it's demanded of you.
You should bring something. If you're going with friends, overall, someone should bring something.
Fair. I mean, you guys are older. When you're in high school, like you go over, you're not expected to bring anything.
You're demanded to bring your head and Torah and teach them the ways.
Every meal, you would go to like these meals, like someone would invite you, and you'd be like, "Wow, that's so kind. You're inviting me because you know the food is terrible in school. That's so kind of you." And then like you show up and they say, "No, say something in Torah," and you're like,
"Say some Torah."
I learn it all day. I don't want to talk about it now, which is counterintuitive, but like. I'm just here. Yeah, good food, good host. Like, I'm happy to be here. I appreciate it. I also don't want to entertain you because I'm literally learning 24/7. This is my 2 hours. I don't have to think about it.
You know
And
why
you're
they
like,
do it?
tell me what you're learning. It's like I'm learning about two cows who goring each other and who pays damages. Like, tell me more. I want. Like, no, you don't want to know.
You don't give a shit at all, piece of crap. You don't care about none of this. You're doing it because when you were a kid, you were forced to do it, and now you want to put your meal traumas onto the next generation. And by the way, the next generation of these dudes, like they're not. I don't think they're gonna do it. I think they're gonna just.
Oh, they're rebelling. I did not want to. I was pretty.
No, they do it as a joke. They'll pressure you as a joke. They'll get you nervous, and then they'll be like, nah, go eat. You know.
I was at a meal one time, and I'm going to tell you the worst meal, and you're going to agree with me 100%.
Okay.
They said we're going to go around, and everyone has to say something.
Oh my god! Wait, like introduce yourself?
No. What your name is, and then something on the parsha, or any beautiful thing. Oh, I hate that. Oh my gosh! I'm like, I'd rather not eat. I'd rather leave.
Literally, yeah. I'd like get up. We should just get up and leave. And you know what? If I'm with a group of people, and we should all just get up and leave. No, how dare you invite me to your house? No. I don't listen. How dare you invite me to your house? And make me say words of God. That's not why we're here. I love God. First of all, I love God a lot. But God literally said to enjoy and feast on the Sabbath. He said to go out of your way and buy nicer food on the Sabbath to enjoy for the sake of the Sabbath. Right now, when you're putting all this Torah into it, listen. Let me cook. You're taking away. You're actually taking away from the joy of Shabbos when you're making me. No, you are. You're making me stressed and worried. You're making everyone stressed and worried to think of a spontaneous words of wisdom, and you're literally taken away from the joy of Shabbos.
Which is why when I have meals, my whole thing is when I have meals, I'm going. If you want some words of Torah by your meal, then you say it. You do it.
Yeah.
You know why? Because the people who ask for it, they don't know anything, right? They're not learning either. So they're like, I got some Jewish guys from high school. Yo, make me feel good about myself and tell me something you learned. Like, if you cared enough, you would have learned something small and you would have shared it. And while we're eating, we will eat while you talk. But now you want us to talk while you eat. It makes no sense. You
know what I've learned? The people that have the best food won't make you do something.
Facts.
It's always people with the shit that, excuse my profanity, disgusting food that they're putting in. Thank you so much for inviting me. Disgusting food that they're putting in front of us that demand what is it? Words of Torah. This week's Torah portion. What are you talking about? This disgusting. Hey, our family, we never did any of that.
We never did that.
We never made people do that.
And they loved us for it.
Hell
and
yes.
Those who wanted to say something said something.
Exactly.
Some people want to. Some people grew up with it and they like it. And we say, and then remember we would invite people to our house because we have a high school in our city.
Yep.
And then like someone once got up and said like, I would like to share something because we're just eating, bro.
Like,
I know. And
everyone, okay?
Our father's like, oh, okay.
Please do. Yeah.
And everyone's all confused and like, but it was great.
That happened when I was in yeshiva also, when I invited friends to our house. And the same thing would happen. If anything, it's even better like that. It's like a bonus. It adds to the joy of Shabbos.
That's
because you're not making someone do so. It's like out of their way. If anything, like, beautiful, beautiful thing.
That's the thing. You're supposed to speak words of Torah on Shabbos by the meal. But the way to get joy out of it is that it should come from joy. It should come from you wanting to do it. If you're going to force it on somebody, you're taking it away from, like, you're ruining their meal.
The Torah. It's better to it'd be better to just do nothing than to say Torah from a place that, okay, I'm yapping. But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the worst is, like I was saying, I was at a meal and they go around. And there could be like 15 people at these huge meals.
Holy
and you're
crap.
just sitting there waiting. And you're like, what the? And at this meal I went to that I was talking about, I did not prepare anything. Usually I like to have something prepared, right? You like to have something because you know they're going to...
Like, I learned Tanya today. Maybe I could whoop something into... Yeah.
You're like sweating. You're like, I did not learn a thing, bro. And because I don't feel like preparing every meal I go to. Like, I just got sick of it. I used to always have something. And I'm like sweating. And then the guy next to me was like, yeah, I don't really have anything either. Like, don't worry about it. And, and everyone's saying like crap and, just so stupid, whatever. So I was like, okay, good. Like, whatever. He doesn't know anything. The guy in front of me who went right before me, this guy who said he had nothing, said the most beautiful story I've ever heard in my life. Literally, people were crying. I'm not even. He was such a liar. I got so mad. They're like, everyone's like, oh my god.
Oh, you're a loser.
Wow. And they're like, all right, yeah, it's your turn. I was like, oh my god.
You know what I literally would have been like, oh my, you literally stole my speech. You stole. I was about to say that. That's so crazy. That was my speech.
I said some crappy story, and like it was just like quiet afterwards, right? And they're like, all right, next,
you need
right?
to leave, Get this guy stinks. Get him out of,
I was so mad.
The only thing that should be prepared for at a meal is food. Nothing, no learning. No, it's meant for food. That's why we do it. We learn throughout the whole week. When we're learning the Talmud, Gemara during the week, they don't say, okay, everybody, cook me your best dish now, right? The teachers aren't doing that. They're not saying, oh, everyone eat. Show me your best food. No. So we shouldn't.
You know what we should do?
What?
The guys who force you to speak at their meals, when we're learning, we should drive in the middle of the week, grab them from the house, bring them to the school and be like, now cook for us.
We should get Gordon Ramsay and bring him out, put all of them on Hell's Kitchen, and make them cook us a dish.
While we learn.
Exactly. Because that's when it's time to learn, not eat.
So I think when you get older, when you get married, and then it becomes, like you're saying, you're like, okay, either you got to bring something, or you got to have or you have to have words of wisdom. But the problem, oh man, dude, Jewish gifts, if you go to these Jewish stores, kosher stores that have like these gift baskets, they're crazy expensive. That's the problem.
How much are they usually? Like
30 minimum.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like 75 or something.
Well, the ones for like the holidays that are coming up, they're like 75, 100.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
It's crazy.
Oh, shoot,
like
I should totally bring one. Oh, God.
Oh,
totally
no.
Right.
Oh, I totally forgot.
No, you're right. I should bring something. But where my friend's going to... But where am I... No, so here's the thing. I'm sleeping, and there's like an extra house. So I'm not really being hosted, right? It's like an empty house.
Well, I mean, they're staying there.
No. And the meals are like for everyone, for like all the college students also, right? So it's not like
it's another guy.
The college students ain't bringing no gift basket. They're there to serve me. I'm a college student.
You should enroll in the school and be like, hey, like, listen, I'm just a part of the school.
Hey, the Miami Hurricanes are doing very good. Maybe I should enroll in that school. But
so you don't feel like you owe them anything. I mean, whatever, you want to be nice, but you don't feel like you have to.
No, I'm a professional moocher. No, sorry.
What was that horrible meal you went to? It was when you were in yeshiva, when you were in high school.
It was Rosh Hashanah.
It was, right? I thought so.
Oh my God. I would love to say this story. In general, it's an important thing during holidays that they'll try to send high school students to help out shluchim, which are people who do outreach, right, Chabad houses and things like that. So they'll try to send people in high school to help those guys out during the holidays. So Rosh Hashanah is coming up, and my school's divvying up where to send everybody. And they send me to this guy, and I'm like, okay, sure. I'm with my friends. We go to his Chabad house, the outreach. It's going to be a nice Rosh Hashanah. It was the worst experience of my entire life from beginning to end. And this is a good rant, and it's going to be a rant for any shluchim that are watching, or for whatever any reasons. This shit would go on COL if I really cared, which is a Chabad website where people complain and yap. From the moment I arrived there, right? It might have been Sukkot, actually, not Rosh Hashanah. First,
no, I think it was Rosh Hashanah.
I don't know. It might have been. It could have been. No, it was Rosh Hashanah. But the prayer services were held outside. So we had to build a hut, not a sukkah, a hut for the prayer services outside. And there were bees everywhere. So many bees. That's just tip of the iceberg. Bees all over the place. And they loved going next to you. They loved it. They loved touching your skin. It was really weird, especially for bees. So there's something about it. And the honey attracting the bees. When we arrived there, the first thing the dude said to me, the head shliach, he said to me was, how come this hut isn't set up already? The first words he said to me. I don't know. I'm here volunteer, you piece of shit. I'm here volunteer to freaking help you for your holiday. That's the first words that he says to me. And listen, he could have things on his mind. He could have a busy holiday. I get it. But when someone's coming to volunteer, whatever. We arrived there. We set up. We spent hours building this hut. The other kids there were not helping because there were other kids from another school there. They weren't helping whatsoever. And we had to build it that day. The holiday was in a few hours. And right when, and we're starving and we're hungry and we get fed like a shitty lunch. And then we have the whole prayer services. Oh, and he's like, oh my God, for the prayer services in the daytime, which by the way, the prayer services on Rosh Hashanah are 3 hours minimum, right? For, minimum 3 hours. It's one of the longest ones of the year. And he's like, oh, are one of you guys going to lead the prayer services? Now, usually, for something like that, you hire somebody from out of town to
or you tell them in
advance. Hey, could one of you guys lead the prayer for 3.5 hours? Oh, we're not going to pay you, by the way. And we're not going to. Yeah, usually you pay these guys. You pay them something. No, do the prayer services after all that crap. My poor friend. He somehow knew it, and he was able to just mess his way through it. And we didn't. And when we had the meals and all the guests came in, he prioritized the guests versus us. We got like shoved in the corner, eat your slop, terrible, whatever. The food was actually, it was all right. But basically, the whole time we're treated like crap. The entire time, constantly working, constantly busy. And I know that I'm there to help and I'm there to work, but there's no gratitude or appreciation. He just, the way that he treated us, it was not nice at all. And then the last day, right before we left, was a fast day after Rosh Hashanah. And and that day was when we were leaving back to the school. I wake up at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. There's banging on my door on a fast day. There's no eating or drinking. Bang, bang, bang on my door. This guy yells at us, how come you guys aren't up? We have to go to prayer services at the shul, not the Chabad house. This is the separate shul, because we need to go to the shul so that we could take an Uber from the shul back to the high school. And he didn't warn us of this, that he's going to wake us up at 6 a.m. to go to this prayer services. We assumed we were going to sleep in because it was a fast day. No, he knocks on our door, wakes us up. So we're all pissed. We go to the prayer services. And then he's like, oh, actually, I think we should head back and just Uber from the house. So he woke us up for nothing. We prayed to God at a shul, which is great, on a fast day, which is great. But, point is,
How was it sleeping?
Oh, we were all shoved in this small little room, 3 guys.
Nice.
In like a 1-person sized room. Yeah, it was actually terrible. It was actually terrible, and it's not an exaggeration. And it was one of the only experiences I have doing outreach, which sucks because, and then I came back. And all of my friends were talking about how much fun they had at their Chabad houses. Their Chabad house was on the beach, and they had so much fun. And they had Minion on the beach, and they saw the waves. And I'm like, wow, that must have been a lot of fun, Terrible.
It happens. I've had bad experiences.
I just want to one more thing. I knew the second I arrived it was going to be crap, because when I showed up to the place, there was like a broken menorah, like half falling down on the ground. It was, listen, I know these guys are doing everything they can, but you can't excuse behavior like that. There are people with worse that treat better. And yes. treat your guests, your people that are helping you nice, man.
I will say like this. My conclusion from that story is it's happened to me too. And the excuse of, well, things are hard. I can't be in the person's shoes. But yes, like you said, I've been to people who had no money. They had nothing, but what did they have? They had a nice attitude, and they were grateful that we showed up and helped.
Yes.
And most shluchim and outreach people are like that. But unfortunately, like everywhere, there's going to be a few people who are ungrateful, they're stressed, and they just don't care, and they put you last because you're just the Jewish guys from the high school. You guys are here to help. You guys know the mission. Of course you guys are going to be slave workers for a few days. It's like, no, we're people. Show us gratitude. Also, we're away from our school on little vacation from school. Like let us have a good time. Like treat it
I would
like
have rather stayed at school than any of that crap. Yeah.
just give us a break. Yeah, no, it's definitely it's very disheartening because it's supposed to be like a nice experience. You want to help, and then they take you for granted.
All of my
And-
friends had a wonderful time. And
Yeah,
I
because
have-
they went for a lot of the shluchim are normal, and they,
Yeah.
they're like, hey guys, chill, have a good time. I know what it's like to be in yeshiva. I know how hard it is. Like, but you went to the guys like, all right, everyone sweep.
They were bees the whole time. It's just like there's so much crap, and there were bees. So
I
it's
know.
just like it felt like they're just shitting in my face. Excuse my profanity. Like it felt like I was just getting beaten while I was already down. Like just bees. Like, haha, just in case you weren't already pissed off, we're gonna have bees here the entire time. And yeah, that was.
Well, I hope you have a better Rosh Hashanah this year.
Hopefully, we have a great Rosh Hashanah. And let's answer some questions from the Discord server. For those that are new, we answer questions that you guys asked on my Discord.
All my Twitter, thank you.
Oh,
I'm
follow
at five
Yes.
followers.
5 followers, guys. Let's get 6. We could do it. It's gonna be great. Follow Yitz's Twitter. It's also the official RaBBois Twitter. So yeah.
Yeah, everything is both me and Svi's opinion. Everything.
Oh no, I have my own Twitter.
I'm just kidding.
So this guy says, what does this guy says? How much hate do I get on a daily basis for being Jewish? That's a dumb question.
Yo, we got a free Palestine comment last video.
We did. We got our first one on this channel, bro. That's like actually an achievement. Yeah, one of our first comments, which is pretty similar to how I started, where one of my first comment ever was
It
free
reminded me
Palestine.
of when I was young.
Back in my day, it really got me a little emotional. But I mean, yeah, it's a given. It's every day. This guy asked me, are the Dolphins your second favorite team now? Because
Question.
I moved to Miami. The Bengals are 100% without a doubt and will forever be my team. It's not even
It's 1 and 2.
It's no, the Dolphins aren't even a number 2. Like, I don't mind rooting for the Dolphins with my friends, maybe at least in the beginning of the year. If it's not going to affect the Bengals, there isn't really any animosity between Bengals and Dolphins, right? So
Only in playoff time.
But like even with that, like there's never actually been anything like, right? We gave their quarterback a concussion one time, and that's about it. So I don't mind I'll go and cheer with my friends or whatever, but not really. And actually, when I went to the Dolphins game, I was debating if I should wear my Bengals stuff. I didn't know, I was going to, but then I didn't. And then I wish I did, because I saw a kid there who was wearing a Bengals jersey, right? Like a couple rows down. I was going to yell "Hoo Day" at him. It would have been a beautiful thing. Two random Bengals fans at a Dolphins game. Yeah, a lot of these are for me. This guy said, what was your cringiest fan interaction? Oh, you'll actually like this one. It was at the mall, and this guy recognized me at the mall, and I missed the handshake, and then we tried to fix it, and there was like a nice 7 seconds of failed attempts of handshaking and fist bumps, and it was really, really, really bad. I've gotten better since. I try to find a universal thing, but I always mess it up. I always reach for a dap up, right? Just like this, But sometimes they'll just stick out their fist for a fist bump, and like I'm like,
yeah, the fist bump. That's universal.
Fist bump, but I don't know, and they don't know. They think, oh, he's Jewish, maybe he doesn't know how to dap up, and I'm like, what? Like it's always been an issue, but hopefully.
The only time I was with you is when we were at a movie theater and the popcorn guy.
Oh my God! Yeah, I got recognized there.
He said, "Are you the?" And he didn't want to say Jew. So
I think no, he said that you should say, "Oh, you that guy." I mean,
yeah,
I just started nodding my head. Oh, I forgot you were there. That was funny.
And then and he said, "Yeah. Come, let's get a picture."
Yeah. I am professional at this, And he went around the counter and we took a pic. That was funny. Is it true that they're eating the dogs and cats in Springfield, Ohio? Have you heard anything?
I don't know, man. I don't think they are. It doesn't seem like they are. It would have been confirmed if they were.
Yeah.
Just a lot of memes.
Yeah.
We're not. We're for sure not, though, because not kosher.
Yeah. What is your favorite mitzvah? Ooh,
That is a question they ask around the table.
hell yes. Oh, a mitzvah is a commandment, a Jewish commandment. My favorite mitzvah is bring fruitful and multiplying. You know, it's
I knew you would say
my
that.
favorite. Hey,
say that.
Oh no, yeah, you know, it's a great thing. It's the first commandment, actually. Yeah, so that's
My favorite mitzvah is eating
Shabbos.
eating meals on holidays.
Yeah, it's a great holiday, especially when they don't ask you to teach stuff. You know. And I guess thoughts on the Diddy situation. Do you know the Diddy situation yet?
Well, he got arrested, right?
He got arrested, or something. Yeah, apparently he did stuff to people at his parties, and they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil at his something. Yeah, it's been crazy.
Damn.
Yeah,
I just been seeing tons and tons of memes and out of context clips. I kind of know the gist of it, where he's being investigated and all that.
You're not keeping up with the Diddy news, man.
I mean, I know what he's being accused of, but just all the, and then the people deleting their Twitter accounts now, and all that stuff. I've not been following that. But all of a sudden, you randomly this person deleted all their Twitter history.
Yeah,
And this person
Usher deleted all his Twitter history.
And everyone's like, "What's going on?"
Listen, did he or did he not? That's the question people are asking. But I guess we'll end it off on this. What are your thoughts or opinions on Catholicism? I mean, it's pretty much the same for every other thing. I mean, we just kind of do our thing, right? I mean,
right.
Be Catholic if you're Catholic. We don't really think much about it. We're just focused on being Jewish and stuff. Yeah.
And also, we're not going to convert.
Yeah, we're not going to convert. Please stop going over to us. We're very happy. I appreciate you're trying to save us from eternal damnation, but we low key believe all of our stuff. So yeah, and we're born. We're coming out of the womb arguing on these points. So you're just gonna waste time trying to. Some Jews are waiting for these guys to start up with us, and so they can just get into debates.
I know, because guys are bored.
Yeah. You want to do the outro?
Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a comment. Watch all our other episodes. Download on Spotify. Subscribe. Goodbye.